This will help your kids to handle stress. Understand one thing, the CEO of a major company can handle more stress than the average human. That's the reason he or she is a CEO. You have to be able to handle a big workload. I cannot run a marathon. I don't have the ability to run a marathon because I cannot handle that workload. I'm not in condition for it. Some people cannot handle the emotional workload. They can't handle the stress. They can't juggle a lot. But we get better. So guys, my own son said when he came into a camp, he's like, dude, I thought I was going to die. He goes, but now it's not a big deal. You know, you're number 2, he was way better. You're number 3, now he's like, it's no big deal. Now it's like when we take a day or 2 off, we come back, we're like, you almost miss it, right? Because, I mean, you're literally going 16-hour days. And there's no exaggeration there. But he's good now. And he can handle a lot. And I know when I was a teacher, I was like, it was too much. That's the hardest job I've ever had. Teaching in a classroom, it was miserable. And I did it for 2 years. And the other 2 years, I was a PE teacher. It was a whole lot easier. But the bottom line is, you know, your level of success is greatly tied to your ability to handle stress. So how do you help your athletes through this? Number one, there's 3 things. Number one, you need to educate them that, hey, this is a stressful environment. It's okay. Give yourself permission to be a human. It's normal to feel this way. Now, this is how we're going to handle it. This is what we should be doing. So a lot of it's just counseling and helping them through it and just having a little chat. They're going to feel so much better about it. Number 2, they have to go through it. You have to put them in stressful environments, right? Now, there's a tipping point. So like we had a call from the other day from a dad. His son is 6. He's like 26-0. He won beginner state or 6U state, and now he's in the Missouri USA series, and the kid's terrified. He doesn't want to wrestle. He just doesn't want to do any more tournaments, and he's like fighting. And I said this, take him out of it. He's got 26 matches. He's got 26 wins. That's probably why he's stressed out. He's 6. Say, you know what, son? You have had a great year. You want to keep practicing? Yes, I love wrestling. I just don't want to do tournaments for a while. Okay, let's not. Let's just practice. We'll practice with the team. And I said, take him to one of the University of Missouri, the Mizzou dual meets. Let him watch the college guys. Take him to high school state. Spend the money. Take him to high school state and watch the high school kids. Have him eat Dippin' Dots and eat popcorn all weekend. That's going to get him excited about, you know, the future that is a potential there. So once the kids are done, they're done, right? But so we're kind of like just common sense. But I do think that they need to go through it and be in stressful situations. But while they're going through it, they need to know that it's normal. It's not a big deal. Allow yourself to be a human. And sometimes you're just trying to get through it. I told my kids at camp, I've had 8-year-olds come for 10 days in a row. I've had kids do 56 days in a row. We do have that as an option. I turn away most people, but the kids I know that have been through our 14-day camps, 28-day camps, I'm like, if you really want to do it, that's fine. Now I modify their last month. And we modify the month too a little bit because we got to be smart, right? These are athletes, they're humans. They need sessions off to rest their legs, rest their emotions, you know. But I've had kids fly through that, and I've had 18-year-old men can't make it past a day and a half of camp. So everyone's different, but the bottom line is, I think that they have to be in these stressful situations, like a longer camp. So, you know, I might have parents that say, you know what, he's apprehensive about doing, you know, the 14-day camp, but he was, you know, interested in doing both 5-day camps back to back. I'm like, have him do 14. How old is your son? Oh, he's 16. Tell him to do 14. It's only 4 more days. It'll probably be good for him, right? And I'm not trying to sell them because the camp sold out 21 out of 22 times it's been offered anyway. It's probably going to sell out, you know, again this year, 2024. But I think it's good. You're afraid of that? We're going to go ahead and do that. oh, you're afraid to do that, we're going to go ahead and do that. So put them in these environments. And then I would say the last thing is, obviously, when they reach a tipping point, take them out and say, hey, you did great, we're done. Just like when you're pushing someone physically, you know, if they were trying to train me for a marathon, they go, okay, hey, Nick's done, you don't need to go anymore, right? Dude's 54, he can't do all this, right? So common sense. But I'd say number 3 would be discuss with them, hey, look what you did, look how far you've come. It's what once was hard now is easy. What once was difficult now is a breeze. What once was difficult is now easy. And so just a little pat on the back is good when you're halfway up the mountain, to look back and say, hey, I'm not going to make it to the top of the mountain because I'm kind of out of time here, but holy cow, look how far I've come. Just sit there and stare down the mountain. Don't stare up the mountain and feel like a loser. Look down the mountain and say, look how far I've come. Look what I did. How many humans can do this? There's 3 foot of snow, and look at me. I'm spending the night up here, and I'm going down in the morning. But I am proud of myself. That's the reason at our 28-day camp we do seminars, and one of our seminars is on goal setting and human performance and kind of competition strategy, competition mindset. And I say, keep a goal list, make 2 columns, and on the right is your goals and on the left is mission accomplished. That's what you've already done, because it's important to realize that you've already come a far way, and you should read that every single day. Look how far you have come. Look what you have done. You need to learn to smell the roses a little bit, because that helps you to rejuvenate your emotions, and so that you can get up the next morning excited about another amazing day to chase your goals. So you definitely want to kind of look how far you've come and acknowledge the success that you have had. And I think number 3 is the most important part that we fail to do. Both moms and dads fail to do that. And I think instinctively we fail to do that. I know from a personal standpoint, that was probably my number 1 mistake as an athlete. And even when, I started the business years ago, my wife was like, dude, we're winning. It's working, right? Sure, we sold our house in Texas. Sure, we live in a little duplex. Sure, we don't have any money. Sure, we quit good jobs, and she's making $8 an hour, and I'm making 16 grand a year, teaching at a little private school, PE, starting from scratch again. Sure, it's stressful. Sure, we turned away a whole lot of nice paycheck as 2 Texas teachers in Arlington, but that's okay. We've come a long way. We are winning. It's cool, man. Relax. And I was like, yeah, you're right. We're over the hump. This will work. I will make it work. And that's important, right? So instinctively, some of us as individuals don't do that. And maybe that's a good recipe for successes. We need to start doing that as adults a little bit, and helping our kids, whether they're 6 years old, or maybe they're in college, or maybe they're out of college and they're working, or maybe they didn't go to college and they're working a great job, or they're in the military, who knows. But we can always educate our kids and grandkids a little bit on how to do it better. But handling massive amounts of stress is something you have to be able to do. And then you keep doing more and more and more and more and more, and pretty soon you're running a marathon, you could say, right? Pulling into practice here, we're going to have about 68 kids. Last count we had last year before high school ended, we had 32 state finalists on the mat at one time. But now it's mostly youth to middle school, and we're going to be ramping it up here in our academy. We have a core skills, we have elite, and we have world-class wrestler program. And we're starting a beginners program. It's a lot of fun. Got a great team of coaches helping us, and it's pretty incredible. And we're getting ready to go in here and have a practice with some kids. We'll have people driving tonight 5 hours round trip just for one practice with us, and it's not uncommon. There's Erin. She's driving 3 hours round trip tonight. Hour and a half each way. They drive from everywhere. Come train with us. PurlerWrestling.com. We're probably the best. Probably all you need.